Hello, it's Brick Bros UK and we have our alternative build for the LEGO Star Wars First Order ATST 75201, which is a set that's not had a great response from fans due to it only featuring a half-built ATST and crude lift. So we took up the challenge to improve it, and after a bit of designing we managed to create the alternative build we're calling the First Order Recon Walker, which is basically a redesign of the ATST's head. So if you want to make this build, you can follow our step-by-step build tutorial at the end to make it, but first let's review this new creation. Now this redesign is quite simple to construct because you're only going to need the top part of the walker's head and lift build for parts. There's also no need to touch the ATST's legs as they will become part of the new walker setup and should look something like this when you completely remove the head section. Moving on to the Recon Walker itself, this build uses all of the pieces and we admit it has a rough design, but considering the small amount of parts we had to play with, we feel that cockpit head creation is not bad. So if we take a closer look at the front, like any ATST, it features double barrel blasters for the forward weaponry that can be adjusted up and down for high or low aim. We've also hidden spring-loaded missiles in the head behind the blasters to represent the real firepower in combat, which can be launched from the cockpit to blast anyone that First Order disapproves of, but as you can see you may have to tilt the walker up a bit to hit the target. Looking at the left side of the head, there's flat plate armor detail, a red light for decoration, railing on top to protect the driver, and at the far end we attached a mortar pod with stud barrels just for something different to add to the walker's overall design. But the good thing is it's not just for show, and it can be tilted up and down like the blaster so you can pinpoint the long range barrage. Turning to the back, here we put in flat tiles low down so you can access the inside of the cockpit from this side. And if we go to the right side, like the left, it has panel armor, another railing piece on top, red lights, and for the weapon on the side, we made use of that long black axle to create a tank buster cannon, complete with a sight, which will help the walker go toe-to-toe with any resistance tank in a battle. Following on from the outside, inside you can see that our Recon Walker has an open cockpit with an armoured sunk down driver's seat complete with a control panel and red firing button which can be used by Captain Phasma when you clip her in to drive the walker. Then for a final feature we just thought we'd better mention that the original Walker's Swiveling Head mechanism still works perfectly on our new head, allowing you to rotate all of the weapons in play. So that's our First Order Recon Walker alternative build, which as you've just seen is more of an upgrade rather than a full-on build, but we felt this was a good way to go as you still get to enjoy an ATST style walker. Now we're not saying it will win over everyone with its design or look, but what it lacks in design it more than makes up for in play value, because it still has a rotating head, moving blaster with spring-loaded missiles to pack a punch, a cool cockpit so Captain Phasma or other minifigures can climb in, and there's extra firepower in the form of a tank buster and mortar pod. So the Recon Walker will definitely be an asset to the First Order, and if you have spare parts in your collection, you could always improve its armor and maybe add a top hatch to make it better, but we'll leave these extra customizations up to you guys. So if you've liked what you've seen so far and want to make our First Order Recon Walker, you should watch on now to check out our step-by-step build tutorial, and if you're ready to go, let's start the build. And that's the finished build, so now you can enjoy the first order Recon Walker, or maybe you've taken inspiration from the build to make something more awesome. Hope you enjoyed a Brick Bros UK alternative build, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Brick Bros UK.